Let's start with West Ham, because they are 6 points worse off than they were at this stage last season. Interesting in the link to those interviews, Julian Lopetegui's been accused of being quite similar to David Moyes. What are the differences? What are you seeing?
I don't see no different. I don't see any change, really. I see pretty similar style. I think he'll come under pressure. Darren would tell you, and I've played enough of them, it's a London derby. Doesn't matter which London derby, it's very difficult for any team to win the Premier League if you're based in London, because there's so many of them. And this is an emotional game, really emotional game. If they get beat here, there's a serious problem for Lopetegui. You come under pressure from them West Ham fans. Now, we were led to believe that he was going to come and play this open, free-flowing football. We haven't seen that. What we're seeing, the team is leaking goals. I don't see him making changes which are very attractive either, and proactive. And that was what David Moyes got a lot of criticism for as well. We're not making enough changes, only reacting from other people, other managers making decisions off the bench. He's leaving out some good players. A lot of the West Ham fans I speak to saying there's better players on the bench than there is on the pitch. Now, that's okay if you do that as a manager, if you're winning the football matches. If you're not, and you're not managing to get maximum points, or you're just nicking a point here and there, it's very disappointing. You will come under pressure. And I think it's a very emotional game tomorrow for the fans, and I think he will come under pressure if they do not get something out of it.
Team selection an issue for West Ham, then probably an issue for Chelsea as well. We heard Enzo Maresca saying...
That's different.
Yeah, we heard Enzo Maresca
that's a nice
saying
problem.
That, you know, the team is settled. That's the impression he gave in that interview. Look, after what they did at Wolves, we all thought, right, it's clicking, it's working now, we can see the plan. 2 games after that, a little bit different story.
Yeah, they were lucky to get away with it against Bournemouth, because if Bournemouth score their penalty, then it's a very, very different game. And defensively, I'm still not sure about Chelsea. They are delicious going forward. Jadon Sancho.
Game changer, Sancho.
Absolutely, he is. That ball in. I love what Nkunku does there, bullies his way through and then dispatches it with aplomb. But like you say, game changer Sancho, because at Dortmund last season he scored the goals and provided the assist to help them to get to the Champions League final. And I thought Madueke was a shoo-in in this Chelsea side on that right-hand side of the attack. But suddenly Sancho comes along, makes an instant impact, and you think to yourself, maybe it could be him that shoehorns Madueke out. All of that, however, could be moot if defensively they're not at it again, because they will entertain us all season. I'm sure we'll talk a lot on Team Talks about this Chelsea side, but at the back, they're so leaky.
Yeah, we're going to talk about discipline as well, because 16 yellow cards, that's 4 yellow cards a game. That's going to be a problem, especially in, like, tougher, bigger encounters.
Well, yeah, if they miss the best players, but what are their best players? I mean, you ask Maresca what's his best team, he wouldn't be able to tell you at the moment. So they've got so many players, especially in forward areas and then wide areas, as Darren says. For me, I'm really pleased with Jadon Sancho. I really am. I thought he'd come on and he changed the game. You know why he's different to everyone else? There's a lot of players, what they've got are a bottle of pop. And I mean, they just get the ball and they get the head down, they run. He plays with his head up, this boy. He sees a pass. If someone's in a better position, he plays it. Manager's using him. Looks like he can get the best out of him. There's a player in there somewhere. Ten Hag should have put his arm around this kid and told him he was a main part of their stay. He is much better than what Man United have, but we'll get to Man United.
Just on that, I don't mind Chelsea being a little bit naughty in midfield. You know, good. I want my players to put their foot in. I want you tackle tough as a midfielder. I want them to put themselves about rather than be shrinking violets like some of the teams that are so easy to brush aside. The opposition have got to know that they're in a little bit of a battle.
Now, there hasn't been a single win for any of our promoted clubs so far this season, and Ipswich go to Southampton this weekend.
Versus Chelsea, a London derby that will be played at the London Stadium. Starts with the early kickoff. It's going to be hot. Well, West Ham will be eager to return to winning ways when they welcome Chelsea at the London Stadium. That's Saturday, tomorrow, like I said. Well, West Ham have blown hot and cold in the early days of this season. A new manager is understandable, is acceptable. It's all about, you know, kicking on from here, trying to improve every single game, and then see what they are going to do. Remember that they are changing style. They are trying to play on the front foot, unlike how they played on the counter under David Moyes. So Lopetegui is trying to instill a new philosophy. So it's expected that this is not going to be at premium level, so that's nothing to worry about if you are a West Ham fan. So what? They were among the best performers in the summer windows. I mean, they signed some outstanding players, the football and the likes of it. So, however, that has not reflected on the pitch. It has to be said. But like I said, nothing spoils. They still have a long way to go. It's all about getting better every game. This is going to be their 5th game, so it's nothing. They still have time. The manager still has time. So for Chelsea, they were unimpressive as well under new manager Enzo Maresca. So these two teams have a lot in common. New manager, new philosophy in both clubs, and also new players. Well, failing to make a splash. They failed to make a splash in the preseason campaign, while fairly treating several high-profile players and academic graduates. Well, you have to trim the squad. He had to trim the squad. You can call it unfairly, but it's what it is. He came in, met a lot of players, had to trim the squad to be manageable. If he doesn't, he will run into big problems later in the season, just like Graham Potter, run into. So I think he did it now, and a lot of people are crying over it. He's unethical, but he's better than putting himself in big trouble and then getting sacked. That's my opinion. So what it is. So I don't see much problem about that one. So but after losing to Manchester City in the opening weekend, Chelsea stepped up, embarking on a 3-match unbeaten run in the Premier League to rise to 8th in the table. The corresponding fixture last season ended in a 3-1 win for West Ham. Well, it was a difficult game. Chelsea could have won, and they missed the penalty just before halftime, and then had Kane Chukwuemeka, who was in top form, got injured. So it wasn't straightforward 3-1 victory for West Ham. So it's going to be difficult once again. It's London derby at London Stadium. It's going to be difficult. It's very difficult to predict what the outcome of this particular match is going to be. In terms of team news, Lopetegui does not have any new injury concerns hampering his preparation ahead of this fixture against Chelsea on Saturday. The West Ham United manager might have a full-strength squad, but I think 2 players are rated doubts for the game: Fulkrug and then Emerson. So we wait and see how that one goes. I think they are going to have late fitness tests to determine if they will be available to face Chelsea tomorrow. So for Chelsea, they also have 2 players ruled out completely: Malo Gusto and then Reece James, both right backs. So expect Chelsea to reshuffle the back line and maybe play Disasi as right back, or bring on Adara Bioyo to partner with Colwill at the heart of the defense, and then play Wesley Fofana as the right back. So they're going to make a little bit of adjustment, but I don't think that will make so much difference, because their attack at the moment is fierce. I mean, loaded with insane talents. I mean, we talked about Cole Palmer throughout last season, and they have added to him right now Jadon Sancho, and then Nkunku is also back in form, scoring the winning goal last weekend. So they have a lot going for them in attack. Defensively, they haven't been that good. It has been so far, but they are improving as partnership. Fofana and Colwill are improving, and for Colwill, I think he has been one of Chelsea's most improved players so far this season. He's been outstanding so far. He has been outstanding. So if they can get it right defensively, we are looking at one hell of a team that can push the top 3.